Hello world, good day and good game. We will look a little bit at the patch notes and spread in some information that was not mentioned there and some details. But first, if you want to watch the dev live and it is a bit much, then scroll down. I made some timestamps for you, which makes it easier to navigate to the one information that you really want. The update was mostly about bringing new events and everything for the second anniversary, like this event here where you can get dices and coins for the token shop. For the dices, it tells you to spend some memento, which you can do at BB. If you log in every day to the game and never used one of those mementos from previous events, then you can spend them all here. All the dices you get from this event you can then spend on this board here, where you roll the dice and jump all across the board, getting all those nice rewards here. I try to avoid the boost items because every other item is really nice to have. And just like last time, remember that your temporary stash will be completely deleted at the end of the event, so make sure that you grab all the rewards from there. And as you see, you can get even more mementos from this event for the BB shop. The other part of the challenges or the event are those tokens down here. You can get them by just doing missions, just killing enemies. The drop rate for each enemy is 2%, which means you get 5 tokens. So to get 1000 tokens, you would have to kill 10,000 enemies on average. That was already the first 2 points of the notes. Let's jump to the third one, which just describes spending all those tokens at BB. Yeah, you will be a lot at BB here in town. Make sure to get all those weekly items like the alignment device, more mementos, and also each day an Ancestor module for Dire here, or even more dices. Damn, we can get 100 dices here. That's a lot. And if that isn't enough celebrations, then look at the research. Right now, when you do Onslaught level 3, then you get a research reduction of 52 minutes. That is crazy. 52 minutes 40 seconds to be precise. So if you have nothing planned for the weekend, then Onslaught is your friend to research one donut after the other. It means every time you finish Onslaught, your donut research gets down by almost 1 hour. So after doing Onslaught like 6 times, you got a donut at an ace research. In the patch note, it claims that they increased the effect by 200%, but if you look closely, then most of the events, if not all events, have been increased by 250%. And a change that will hopefully not only stay for the anniversary is that we can research 10 items at once. Before it was just 7 items, and now we can research 10 items at once. Also, while we are celebrating the second anniversary, you get boosts at some maps. When you do Infiltration Operation or Sigma Sector, then you get more experience for Descendant, weapons and your RK. So with the quick donut farming and the increased experience, that will be a hell of a weekend. Yeah, I will play this 24/7 maybe. And if you need gold or Kuiper, then Special Operations and Breach Tracking is your friend, which gives 50% increased gold and Kuiper. Both missions give a huge amount of gold, and now you get 50% on top of that. But wait, there's more. The Ancestor module shards are back, and also the price for rerolling Ancestor modules is decreased by 50%. So running Onslaught for Ancestor modules or Breach Tracking for gold and cooling units is just what you want this weekend. And any module that you don't like, you can trash then and go to BB and buy some new modules for that. Because every trashed Ancestor module gives you fragments. That is a currency that you can use here. And of course the item we all waited for, not only the bikinis, but also some surfing animation here. The surfing practice emote. And 2 little figurines for your collections. But also the long-awaited 2-toned hair dye. It is not really as I would have expected it. I thought we can choose 2 colors and then the hair gets toned with those 2 colors, but nope. Each of them is a color on its own. So you cannot choose any color you want, the 2 tones are predefined. Yeah, that's absolutely not what I expected. And maybe I try to get this emote here. That looks pretty nice, the leisurely vacation. The Eceive Big Wave can be bought all alone with 250 caliber, but it's also part of some bundles. In the end, some bugs were mentioned and fixed, like Sharon's camouflage didn't work correctly. That was because the ambushed was applied too late, so the order of when things happen is very important of course, and they just changed this in some previous patch and now they reverted it back. And then follow a lot of minor things like Shackles of Mortality had the wrong ability icon, they just swapped that out. And for Hypernova someone mixed up the numbers for block and special attack. Same with the external components drop. If you look more into the bug fixes that they mentioned here, there is one place that dropped the wrong external components, and that was also just mixed up with the dungeon that is on the same map. And in the end, don't forget to get your medal from the website. When you log onto the website and look at the summary of your last year, then in the end you will get a medal for the second anniversary. So much for the patch notes. Next thing I want to do is a summary of the dev life, but not the usual summary. The summary will contain every crazy opinion and answer they gave. There are some funny and interesting answers from them. For the patch notes, there is not much more to mention. We added some details about the hotfixes and the drop rate, but also when you're waiting for the Twitch drops, then you may have to watch some streamer 2.5 hours to get all the Twitch drops that they offer. So how about joining my stream and we run some Onslaught together? Yeah, with all those changes and the crazy research reduction, I surely run a lot of Onslaught on the weekend. See you then, good luck, good game, goodbye.